What's going on, everyone? It's MMA Reloaded. We are live right here, man. And welcome to episode 2 of MMA Reloaded. Real talk, man. Welcome to Real Talk, episode 2 of the MMA Reloaded podcast. Today we'll be joined by Anthony Njokuani, UFC veteran, WEC veteran. He's faced the best, he's beaten the best, and in my opinion, he is an underrated OG of the game. So without further ado, folks, he will be joining finally. I'm sorry to have disappointed in the first podcast. I feel confident about this episode, but as you can see, the visual and the camera is shit. So I'm not gonna sing praises just yet. I know there are gonna be a lot of haters about the audio and the visual, and I have to say in advance, I apologize. I cannot do anything else but apologize. And you know what? That's just the way this shit goes, really, man. I mean, it pisses me off that I can't bring you the best fucking product possible. You know what I mean? I was thinking of doing the recording on my phone and then uploading it, but it is what it is. You know what? I can't wait for Anthony Njokuani to come and join it. I got a lot to say to him. I've been following his career for a hot minute, and so I can't wait for him to join up. Andrew, yeah. Folks, we are going live for the Q&A with Anthony Njokuani in half an hour approximately. We may go on earlier, but that's just the way it is. I prefer to be early than to be late. I even prefer to be early than on time. There's a lot of questions. There's limited time. But that's just how the game's played, though, isn't it? So, folks, we patiently wait for Andrew. Patiently wait there for Anthony Njokuani to come on and join us here today. You know what, folks? A lot has been going on. And the thing is nobody knows when our lockdown will be over. Nobody knows when we'll get back to socializing and scheming. But the bright side, MMA Reloaded is bringing whatever I can to you live. Thank you so much for joining us. I am sorry again about the quality if you're just joining. We are waiting the arrival of Anthony Njokuani, UFC vet, WEC vet. He's been competing for just under 20 years now in professional Muay Thai and kickboxing. And he is, without a doubt, one of the most deadliest strikers on earth and has the potential to beat the great. So, folks, let's hold our hands together for this one, because it's a pleasure. It is a sole pleasure for me to interview a superstar fighter, an underrated veteran like Anthony Njokuani here today. So we're just getting ready, waiting, folks. You know what? I hope the visual doesn't take away from the quality of video that we're going to bring to you tonight. I want to thank you for joining us. You know what? Yeah, to get to this road, I'm going to be real right now. This ain't MMA related, but to get to this road, it is fucking hard. I'll tell you. Yeah, and to get these guys to come and join a podcast or a broadcast, to even get them to spill a bit of the beans, it's hard, man. I've got to say that Anthony Njokuani and I, he's supported it for a long time, and I'm happy to bring him as a guest here today. Let's wait for Angel to come down. You know what, folks, whilst we hold our breath for Anthony Njokuani, I just want to say that UFC 249 is scheduled for May the 9th. And if you haven't seen the card yet, I suggest you get your asses on the internet and take a look at what is a star-studded freak of nature card. It is perhaps one of the best cards in mixed martial arts history because of what it took to make this event happen, and the admiration I have for Dana White to make it happen. You see, I'm not hating on Dana. I'm not hating on Dana White at all for putting in the effort he's put in, because you have so many things that go into at least just getting a professional sporting event to happen during the coronavirus. And during this time that we go through, people might think it's inappropriate. People might think it's inappropriate to even put on a show, which, you know, it is. And I'd have to say that people are more concerned with their health and safety rather than watching a show, or rather than, you know, watching a podcast. But what else? You're in lockdown. You're in quarantine. Yeah, as long as you keep yourself healthy, there is nothing that is stopping you from watching, or from still binging Netflix, from watching podcasts, subscribing to MMA Reloaded. That's just it's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And we will go live at 8. There we go. Let's do it, man. Folks, Anthony Njokuani will be coming in any minute right now. You could just see the excitement in my voice. I am not here today to... I'm here to get into the nitty-gritty of him and about him. If you have seen here and followed his career, folks, you would know exactly who he is and what he's done in the sport for us. And folks, he is on his verge of joining. Yo, Anthony.
What's going on?
What's going on, my bro? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. What about yourself? There you
go. Hey, man. Hey, how's it going, my brother? Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. How's it going, man? How you holding up in the lockdown?
Shit. Trying to hold up, man. It's been crazy.
You know what, man? Of course, before we get down to business right now, because obviously I wanna introduce the new fans who don't know a lot about you. I want to introduce them to who you are. You know what, bro? I've been following your work for a hot minute now, man. I've been following you from WEC. I've watched a lot of Muay Thai fights with you, man. And you know what, bro? You're 40, but you're right in the prime of your life, man. Right in the prime of your career. How do you feel right now, bro? Yeah, at one championship.
I feel good.
Yeah?
I feel really good. I'm happy to be with One. One's a great organization to be with. And if I just keep on training like how I'm doing right now, keeping my body in good shape and not, putting any toxins in my body, I feel like I can continue going on for a very long time until the man upstairs tells me that I'm done with all this.
Hey, man, amen to that. Amen to that, brother. You know what? I wanna talk to you, bro, because when you was in the WEC, you were in a mosh pit of guys that eventually became future world champs. That when WEC merged with UFC, you were one of the guys that got moved over, along with Ben Henderson and Anthony Pettis, Shane Roller, guys like that. And how did you feel going into that debut with Edson Barboza? Because your debut fight, bro, was the fight of the night.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to get your thoughts about that, bro, because just take you back back away, man, to that fight. Because how did you feel? Do you remember about that fight?
Oh yeah, I remember. Not so much about it, but I remember because that fight was like what, 2010?
Yeah.
That fight was like 2010. I remember the day I got the contract, and they called me into the office and said, yeah, we're gonna dismantle WEC, and we wanted to bring you on.
Okay.
And right when they said that, they were like, yeah, now you gotta go to the back and start taking pictures for UFC and start doing like all the motion stuff. And I was also supposed to be in the UFC game, but somehow I never made it.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I did everything. I did the whole motion caption and all that stuff. They took down all my tattoos, and they even asked me what's my favorite move of that I like to do in a fight. And I showed them. I did all that, stood in the circle, all that stuff. And then I signed my contract, and they was like, "Yeah, you're gonna fight Edson Barboza." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna fight Edson." They were like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight with you guys." And I was like, "Yeah, I know it's gonna be a good fight. Two Muay Thai strikers going at it. It's gonna be and I told him, I bet you we're gonna have fight of the night. And Lord knows we had fight of the night. We had a really good fight. And after that, like 2 years later, we became like really good friends after that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys could train with each other. You guys would make perfect sparring partners, bro. I mean, in that fight, you were down in that first round. You came back towards the end, about 128 left, I think, when you came back. And
in the first round, because he stunned the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't taking him very serious because I felt like I fought like a lot of top, Muay Thai fighters. So I underestimated his power, especially his leg kicks. I was like, you know what? I fought a guy at 170 when I was 160 something. Yeah, and I fought this guy in a Muay Thai fight in Kansas, and he was a big guy, and I ended up knocking him out. So I was like, you know what? I took a shot from this guy. What's that gonna do? And boy, but he shocked and surprised the hell out of me. I was like, all right, you know what? I gotta take this guy serious. And after that, that's when I started coming back. And
I mean, bro, that was 2010, 2011, right? That's over 10 years back now. You know what? And you made a huge splash in the WEC, bro. You were literally tearing that shit up. You went and knocked out everybody. And then it was kind of like a roller coaster for you, because when you met those guys like Bart Pawlaszewski and Ben Henderson, you know, did you feel that yeah, you're right up there, man, with the elite, and you can go and become WEC champ?
After I knocked out Pawlaszewski, well, when I fought Ben Henderson, I was actually supposed to fight. I wasn't even supposed to fight Ben. I was supposed to fight 9mm, Eddie Ratcliffe. Yeah, I was supposed to fight Eddie Ratcliffe. He was supposed to be my debut in WEC, and then something happened with him, and then they were scrambling trying to find somebody for me to fight, and I only had a week left, so I had to fight. Then I ended up fighting Ben Henderson. Well, they showed me Ben Henderson. I was like, oh, he's a wrestler. Fuck it. I didn't like wrestle throughout the whole training camp because I was preparing for another striker, and so I only had like a week to focus on my wrestling. I mean, to get my wrestling up, to get prepared for him, and yeah, it was crazy. But then when I saw what he's done with other people, but then he wasn't able to, like, even though he did catch me at the end, I lasted actually long. I actually did better than what others have done with him. And then after doing that, then I was like, then ended up knocking out Pawlaszewski when everybody was thinking that I was going to get knocked out by him. I knocked him out. And then after that, that's when I was thinking, you know what, I can stand with these guys. These guys.
At that time.
Cool to them. Yeah.
Hey, you know what, bro? And then moving on, you know, one championship. Of course, bro, it features Asia's finest. It's the home of martial arts, in my opinion, bro. It sort of reinvents what a pure mixed martial artist should be. You know what, bro? It doesn't, in my opinion, it goes right up there with the UFC as being one of the best promotions out there right now. And competing in the ONE FC, bro, how do you see it? How do you see yourself going? How do you feel that? How do you compare fighting in the UFC to fighting in ONE FC, bro?
I think that all the fighters are kind of equal, but I do feel that ONE has a lot of more vicious fighters. Like people in ONE are like animals. They're a completely different breed because look at the harsh environment that they have to grow up in. So it makes them who they are, and it makes them the kind of fighters that they are. Uh, it you know it makes them the kind of fighters that they are because one, you got all Americans, they fight in UFC and they don't have the same type of mentality as these guys, so it's completely different fighting fighters from ONE and fighters from UFC. So yeah, there's animals in ONE. There's a lot of animals. Everybody in ONE is a fucking animal. Everybody in ONE is a top 10. It could be the lowest of the low fighter. You still have to watch out for that guy because they're all freaking crazy. They're all another one.
I mean, bro, in ONE FC, yeah, you got different divisions. You got the kickboxing division. You got the Muay Thai division. You got the mixed martial arts division. You know, and to me, that separates ONE FC from the UFC. Separates ONE FC from Bellator. Separates ONE FC from PFL. Because, bro, and you're a Muay Thai guy, man. And I think their best division is the Muay Thai division right now. Because bro, those guys, like you said, bro, they're fucking savages. Yeah. And do you see yourself, bro? I can see you at ONE FC, Muay Thai division, fighting those guys, bro. And you would draw so many buy rates because of that, man.
I would think that because of my background and especially all the people that I've fought, that I would be, especially even fighting, he's a 6-time K1 fighter.
Yeah.
And I ended up beating him. And he was somebody I actually looked up to during pretty much from the time that I was coming up in the fight world, Andy Sowers. So I fought him. But I beat him, but never got any recognition for it. Surprisingly, you would think that they'll blow up that. So after beating him, I knew that I could stand with all these guys. And then, but I never got nothing. But fighting for ONE, it does give like a lot of fighters the ability to be able to fight in different types of fights. They can, like you said, they can switch to MMA, they can switch to boxing, they can switch to kickboxing and Muay Thai. And I'm glad that ONE FC gives us that ability to be able to do it because not many organizations do allow that. And if you don't, and some can like not fight MMA and go into kickboxing and win a belt in that, and then lead that, and then go into MMA and win the belt in that. So it gives. I'm glad that I fight for ONE because it gives you so many options.
Facts to that, man. But I wanted to also then we rewind before ONE FC. We rewind back to the UFC. When you this was after you made your debut against Edson. And of course, bro, the UFC, in my opinion, you were a roller coaster, bro. It was up and down, and up and down. And you had real tough fights in the UFC, bro. And in my opinion, after you left the UFC, did you see yourself coming back on the Ultimate Fighter? And can you see yourself coming back into the UFC at this stage?
There was a time when I was thinking about that. I wanted to come back to UFC. And I was working hard to get back in. But I ended up, the fight that I was supposed to win, which I did win, but they gave it to the hometown guy. And then that fight was actually supposed to help me get back into UFC. But then they robbed me of it, especially when I knocked the guy down like twice, got on and stood over him, hit him a couple times, swept him. I actually beat the hell out of this kid, but then they ended up giving it to him because he was a hometown guy. That derailed like so much, especially a lot of time that I put in the gym.
Yeah.
So then losing that fight and then losing to him really brought me down. So my mind wasn't like in the game anymore. So then I ended up losing another fight, and that's when everything really messed up. And then I was like thinking I was never gonna get back to UFC again or against any organization. And luckily, one championship called because they saw like videos and stuff of mine and got me on. So after then, my mind was like on cloud nine. And then after finding out who I was gonna fight in one, really put me on top. And then beat him brought my head back to where I was when I was in UFC. So it seems like when all that stuff happens, it's for a blessing.
Bro, it is. It is, man.
Maybe I was supposed to go back to UFC. I was supposed to go to one.
Exactly, bro. And ONE FC can reinvent the Nigerian Nightmare, the original Nigerian Nightmare.
That is true.
You know what, man?
Everybody forgets that I'm the original Nigerian that came into.
But bro, I wanted to also talk to you about that because right now, bro, we have I like to call it nation wars, yeah, because we have Nigeria, we have Africa, other countries in Africa like Suriname coming through, bro. And you know what? I would like to, and Brazil, of course, Ireland, and they're all competing at the highest level here, bro. So I wanted to get your thought as a Nigerian. You're born in Nigeria. You got Kamaru Usman as the welterweight champ of the UFC. You got Sadiq Youssef, Super Sadiq Youssef. I don't know if you, yeah, bro. You know those types of guys. Those types of guys that come in. How do you feel, bro? Because obviously that's such a huge step up, and for the Nigerians to actually come in and literally take over the sport, bro.
You know, it's like you're a father and you're proud to see like your people doing it, or it's like you're a father and you see your son doing extremely well in something that you were once in. But then you left. But then now you're seeing like the younger generation, like your kids growing into to show the world that we can stand with anybody and we can be champions in this. And seeing them guys like do that, it's really an awesome thing to see.
It's awesome for us to see, man. Because bro, I watched the Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington fight again, bro. And that was really something to behold, because you know, well, a lot of people were counting Kamaru out, and there was a lot of trash talk in there, bro. And that brings me to my next question. Shit talking in MMA, shit talking in press conferences, bro. If you want to call it trash talking, then we call it trash talking, bro. I mean, these guys right now, compared to, say, 10, 12 years ago, are using a lot more trash talking to hype themselves up. And I would say it doesn't translate to what they put in the cage. Yeah, bro, 90, 80, 85% of the time. In your opinion, bro, Angel, in your opinion, my bro, how do you think, bro, trash talking or shit talking is necessary right now?
From being an old school fighter, I don't like trash talk. Because trash talking does get you like in a lot of. You can trash talk so much, but then you better make sure that your skills are at the ability to be able to, withhold that whole trash talking that you're doing. Because if you talk it, you better be able to bring it. And some of these guys are talking it, but they're not bringing it. But then you have some people that do talk it and bring it, like, Conor McGregor. He does it very well. But the thing is, he can get away with it because he has great ability to be able to do it. So, but some of these guys that do it, they just need to stop doing it because they're not doing it very well. And there's some guys that talk trash and don't know how to talk trash. They just need to stop. Because if you don't have the ability, especially the guys that aren't from the streets, if you're not from the streets, don't talk shit because you don't have the ability to do it. If you haven't like grown up in hard cases, you won't have the ability to talk shit. Because if you grew up in those type of places and grew up hard, you know how to talk shit. You've been through shit. So for those that don't know how to and who are too fucking knowing that they're too damn nice and too much for a quiet boy, but just trying to like bring that out because they feel like that's what's gonna help them boost themselves up or give them money, but then they get their asses whooped. National television, like that should tell you just need to shut the fuck up.
Oh man, that is for sure, bro. That is for sure. Because bro, you got some guys that haven't talked shit before, yeah. And my prime example of that is James Vick, yeah. I don't know if you know, yeah, because bro, he didn't talk shit any time before, and he was a top 10 lightweight in the UFC, yeah. He was racking up knockout after knockout, and he ends up submitting guys. And then when he goes to fight Justin Gaethje, he talks so much shit in the press conference, he ends up getting knocked the fuck out. Now, bro, see, that's the thing is when you're a guy and you're quietly climbing that ladder, yeah, bro, and then you finally decide to come out the shell and start talking trash, but then you get knocked out. I mean, bro, that's got to make you feel like shit, bro. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, just like I said, if you never had that ability from when you came out of the womb, don't do it. Just find other ways to build yourself. You can be a funny guy. You can be like Sage and just be a pretty boy. You know, there's always gonna be something out there that you can do rather than, because if you don't have that ability, just don't do it. You know, find other ways to boost yourself up.
I mean, I guess that's what made GSP and Anderson Silva great. And of course yourself, man. And of course all the guys that won, because that's why one championship doesn't have, or PFL even, well, nah. I mean, fuck that. That's why one championship doesn't have.
They talk shit on PFL.
My bad. That's all I was just gonna say. I mean, bro, because I think at one, the difference, but why I asked you the difference between fighting at ONE FC and fighting in, say, the States overall is I think in the UFC, Bellator, at PFL, they put a lot of emphasis on showmanship and entertainment. Yeah.
You gotta remember, like both of those companies are owned by entertainment companies, so they have to do that, like WWE, to show that type of entertainment so it can bring like the crowd. So they have to do it. The one is different. They don't have to do it. They are mainly based on showing the crowd what the fighters have. It's not about how, and then, you know, every single one of the people, every single one of the fighters, even though after that fight, they show honor. And that's what the whole Asian life is all about. It's about like the whole Japanese honor and showing all about family honor and honor amongst their peers and stuff like that. That's basically how they see it.
Well, I might be talking old school as well, man, but that's the way I like it, bro. And that's the way the UFC used to do it. Because if you see old school shit like Gray Maynard versus Frankie Edgar, fights like that, yeah, those guys hated the shit out of each other because, oh, you beat me first. It's not what you said. It's because you beat me. Now I want to come back and I want to beat your ass. And
you gotta remember all the old school fighters. They're like Frankie Edgar doesn't talk shit. Gray Maynard doesn't talk shit. Uriah Faber doesn't talk shit. They use their abilities to talk their shit. They don't need a yap. All they have to say is, all right, well, I'll just see you in a cage. And that's it. That's how old school fighters do it. Old school fighters want to show you versus talk. Because just like if how I would be in the street, I don't talk shit to nobody if they say shit to me. Once you take that swing, that's when I'll show you what I got. That's how all these old school fighters. I don't talk. I'll show you.
Man, don't fuck with Anthony Njokuani.
Oh, trust me, there'll be a lot of people that try it, and then they wonder why I don't say anything until they take a swing at me, and then they'll see, yeah, I mean business, and that's
Oh,
what
shit.
that's the reason why a bunch of these old school fighters don't do that. We never talk. We would rather
Yeah,
show you than talk.
yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I mean, bro, and then we move on from shit talking. We come right down to the current day, uh, 2020, bro, and it's turning out to be a shit year, yeah, because, bro, I mean, bro, I mean, we got all that's happening in the world, you know. Shout out to all those that have lost their loved ones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts, but how do you? I mean, bro, I mean, there's been a lot of criticism. Dana White's been trying to get UFC 249 up and running for just over a month now. You know, and it keeps getting cancelled, and then it keeps getting restarted, and then the deal with the private island, you know, and all that stuff. What's your take on that, bro? Because now we have an event on May the 9th.
Oh wow.
On the private island. Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
on the
And
private island. Oh wow.
yeah.
Damn, they built the stadium that quick.
Oh,
Or
bro.
they
I
have
mean,
something.
I think we're still under construction, but I know it's going to be on the private island because he was talking about holding the international fights there,
Wow.
and holding the fights there before. I mean, it's
Now,
just my assumption, bro.
are they going to be chartering flights
Yeah,
for audience there?
yeah, but I mean, I
Anybody
saw
knows how they going to do it? Like if it's a private island, how are they going to have people come and watch the fight unless it's going to
yeah,
be like?
I did see something on ESPN MMA. Brett Okamoto posted a thing about getting a private jet for the guys. um, shit, bro. I mean, my point is the admiration. I have a lot of respect for Dana White, bro, and he's gone up a notch in my book, bro. Because no other promoter, in my opinion, or very few, would make this kind of effort to get this stuff going.
I mean, I see it from his point of view that he wants his fighters to get fed. He wants his fighters to make their money, and so I understand why he's doing it, which is a good thing. I mean, he's still trying to keep his fighters active, which is really good. But yeah, a lot of people see it in a bad way, as it being them putting all the fighters in harm's way. But I mean, what he's trying to do, good for their fighters and put money in their pockets, you know.
For sure, man. I mean,
so I give him a lot of respect for that.
I mean, and then Bob Arum starts tweeting shit up about about hating on Dana, and and why Dana's trying to get this shit.
Bob is just mad because he didn't think about it. That's why. a lot of them are gonna be pissed off because they didn't think about it first.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, you gotta put the effort in to get the work out. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dana White's putting the work in, bro. I mean, Bob Arum, bro, and Dana, they don't get along to begin with, man. And the thing is
I don't think many sports organizers like get along with him just because he has a different vision than they do, or they see things different than they do. And Dana White is an innovator. He does things first before anybody ever thinks about doing it. So he sees it and he does it, and he'll do it for his people. And a lot of people don't understand a lot of people are mad that they're not thinking about it first, so that's why they always jump on it.
Right. And I think he's keeping to his promise, bro. Because I mean, bro, I'll send you the fight card later, yeah, if you want to check it out. Because it's I mean,
is this the one that Tony Ferguson is cutting weight for?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Because
I thought he was just cutting weight just to cut weight.
Bro, because they were supposed to fight. They were supposed to fight tonight.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yeah, April 18th. Yeah, that was good. So he was just showing that he could do it.
Exactly.
And he made it.
Exactly, bro. And guess who went on the mic and had something to say? Conor McGregor, bro.
Conor McGregor needs to understand that he needs to sit his ass down somewhere. Like he can't be trying to like fight everybody thinking he can beat everybody. Tony Ferguson is an animal. If he couldn't beat Khabib, come on, what makes you think that you can beat Tony Ferguson? That guy is on another level of beast mode, you know? Like you got beast mode, then you got ultimate beast mode. Like this motherfucker is like something else.
I mean, bro, his IG says it all, man. He's kicking pipes with his bare shin, going to the fucking swinging from a jungle gym. Yeah, this guy is
doing commando rolls. Dude. Like, come on, this guy is showing you a completely different type of training that nobody's ever seen before.
Damn right. And bro, I mean, on May the 9th, it will be for the interim lightweight championship. Now, Khabib couldn't travel from Russia because of what's going on. So Justin Gaethje came in.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Justin Gaethje is a really good fighter, man. He's an animal as well too, and I know Conor is trying to come after him too. And Justin Gaethje, man, that kid's like a cyborg, man. He could take punches and just keep coming straight on.
Damn right.
Like, I remember I was sparring with that guy. I helped him get ready for a fight. I think, matter of fact, it was for Cowboy. I helped him get ready for Cowboy. And that kid, he's something else. He's gonna be the truth. If him and Khabib wasn't connected with the same people, I think that he will be the next champion.
For sure, bro. I mean, there was a lot of rumors before this fight that he would go on to fight Conor McGregor. Now, in my opinion, bro, I was checking for that. Yeah, millions of fans were checking for that fight because going into the Cowboy fight, Cowboy wasn't coming off the best record. Yeah, bro, and
yeah,
yeah, bro. No, exactly. What do you think about that, bro? Because facing Justin would be facing someone in his prime, yeah, knocking guys out, taking names, and Conor McGregor would actually have a legit test on his hands.
Throughout of all of, I mean, I'm gonna say it like this: like Conor, he's a good fighter, but when you got somebody that fought nobody in the beginning until he fought. Not saying that Dustin Poirier was a good match for him. Dustin Poirier put on a good show, but Dustin wasn't the Dustin that you see Dustin now. Now, if Conor was to fight this Dustin Poirier, it'd be a completely different story. This Dustin Poirier would beat the snot out of Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. You just. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so if he was to fight this Dustin Poirier now, my bad. I'm in the parking lot right now. I'm in the gas station parking lot. I didn't want to drive. So he's trying to sell me like some unlimited car wash. I was like, no, good, bro. But yeah, if he was to fight this Dustin Poirier, man, this Dustin Poirier would smoke the pants off of Conor. Conor got lucky in the first fight, in the first go around. This time around, Dustin's gonna smoke the shit out of him.
Bro, you are 100%, bro. That is fact. Yeah, for sure. Because, bro, this Dustin Poirier is a different animal, man. Yeah. I mean, even, bro, he's jacked up. Yeah, he's worked his technique so well, bro, that you saw it against Max Holloway. I don't know if you saw the Max Holloway fight, number 2. Yeah, but where Dustin came in so big. Yeah, bro, and pressured, smothered Max all over the place, bro, and worked his combos so well. I mean, when you get a chance, bro, have a look, yeah, because you'll see exactly what you're saying. yeah, bro, you'll prove your own point. He's an animal. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an animal. Yeah. Yeah.
And in my opinion, bro, that if Dustin Poirier were to fight Tony Ferguson May the 9th, yeah, bro, I would not have any complaints at all.
That would be a good fight too. That would be a good fight. This kid has improved. This kid has improved so much over the years. Like it's like night and day from what you saw back then to what you're seeing now. It's like it's either him or Justin Gaethje will be the champion of the 155 division. I think. But Khabib is on another level. Khabib is he's a completely different type of fighter. Like that kid, he's somebody that can continue to hold the belt to the day that he wants to give up the belt. Like GSP.
Yeah.
Khabib can do that. But when that day comes that he does want to give up that belt, I feel like Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier can take that match and take over for that.
I mean, bro. The lightweight division itself is so stacked, bro. Right now, there was a talk of Edson Barboza actually going to Bellator, and
you know what? I actually had a talk with him, and I was telling him he actually wants to come to one, but if he goes to Bellator, hey, more power to you, man. Bellator is a good place to go to.
That's another thing I wanted to talk, bro. We've talked UFC 249 on the Mortal Kombat Island, yeah. But I want to talk about.
Next, they're gonna have some guy like Shang Tsung sitting on a big ass throne.
Oh, damn right, bro. Damn right. You can see that, bro, right there.
Bro, that's how it feels like.
Damn, bro. When I first saw his interview about the private island, bro, I was like, what the fuck? Are you gonna actually make that shit happen? You know what I mean? Bro, when we look at the UFC right now, yeah, and you look at the state of the divisions, yeah, bro, I want to run through this with you real quick because we've had a lot of controversy in a lot of different divisions. Yeah, bro. Like the flyweights and the bantamweights, bro. At UFC 250, Dominic Cruz stepped in for Jose Aldo to face off with Henry Cejudo, bro, for the belt.
Oh wow, for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, bro.
So
that fight. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I gotta watch that now.
Oh, damn right. Damn right you do, Angel.
That's the thing. I've been out in the loop. Like you're the person that's been like feeding me all this new info, man.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do.
Good thing I talked to you, man. Good. I didn't even know that. Didn't even know that at all. But that's good though, man. Good for Dom. And I feel like he could be the person to get that belt back. Take that belt away from him.
Damn right. And he comes out at his best. When he's at his best, bro, he is one of the best, if not the best. You can put him right there, pound for pound. Bro, I wanted to just talk about that card because from all that's going on with the travel bans and all that stuff, 7 or 8 Brazilians got taken off that card, bro. So it's in trouble right now. But the fight actually got moved to May the 9th at UFC 249. So at 249, we'll see 3 championship matchups. Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson. Dominic Cruz versus Henry Cejudo. And Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer.
Felicia Spencer, who's that?
See? Felicia, bro, you kind of caught me at a loop too, bro. I've only seen her in one fight. Yeah, but she looked impressive. Yeah, she's big, she's full.
Amanda Nunes is like the new cyborg. it's gonna be a long time before they find somebody that could beat her. 'Cause she's strong, she's fast, she has outstanding boxing. I'm like, she's like a dude. that girl is gonna be shit. She's the truth, man, and she deserves that belt. Like, there's gonna be a long time before they can find anybody that can. Cyborg couldn't even take her out. Like, fuck.
Man, that Cyborg fight, bro. That fight was fucking crazy. It was.
I know. And I'm a huge Cyborg fan too, and I wanted Cyborg to win. But fuck, I was like, shit, Amanda Nunes on another level. Like, what the fuck? Like, this girl, the way she boxed, the way she moves, her head moves on point, like everything, her ground game, her defense, all that. Like, she was on point. She was on another level. She's on another level.
I mean, bro, it was that fight, bro. When she dropped Cyborg for the win, bro, I was like, yeah, this is real shit. This is the GWOAT right here, man. I mean, and she's been touted for such big fights afterwards, like Clarissa Shields, yeah, bro, who right now is the women's boxing GOAT.
She's the what?
She's the greatest women's boxer right now, man.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, and
she's supposed to be fighting.
She's not. They're not gonna fight, bro. I mean, it's just like the Conor versus Floyd type shit.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? But bro, I mean, the thing is when you get a paycheck that big, yeah, and you're like, and say Dana White calls you up and go, oh, Andrew, I'm gonna offer you $4 million to fight Conor McGregor, yeah, on 2 weeks' notice. Would you do it, bro?
Fuck yeah!
Look, that's the point.
Well, yeah? One, if you're staying in the gym like you're supposed to, you'll be ready for anything.
Yeah.
And if I was to get a 2 week notice call right now, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't take a fight. But if all this wasn't going on and I was in the gym and I got called for a fight, a 2 week notice fight, especially for that type of pay, bro, don't you know I'm jumping on that.
And bro, you just sat on my next question, bro, and we're coming right down to the nitty gritty of it.
Okay.
Pay. Bro, pay has been such a huge topic. It's so hot right now in the sport, because the UFC fighters, bro, right now are the biggest critics of their own pay. Yeah, Bellator guys have their system, but you don't hear anything bad about it. PFL, you have the $1 million prize plus the belt. Yeah, bro. I mean, how do you feel, bro? Do you feel that as a fighter you get compensated the right way, bro?
I feel like depending on what organization that you're in, as right now with what's going on with especially this whole new thing that's going on with UFC. Like, all the old school guys, I know they're not complaining because they were with UFC when, especially during the time when I was with UFC and things were different. Like, sponsorship was different, pay was different, bonuses were different. Now what you have right now, they did end up cutting everything in half. But all the old school guys are still getting way more money because they've been with UFC for much longer. But these new cats, I understand why they're complaining, because UFC is making all this money, but they're getting paid chunk change, hella chunk change. They're losing like all the sponsorships that they could have gotten if they came during the time when I was there, Frank Yeager was there, and yeah, Frank Yeager is making a lot of money. Some of the old UFC fighters making a lot of money with Reebok because they've been with UFC for so long. But now you got these new guys that are coming in and only making $2 to $3 grand on sponsorship. They're not making shit, and then they're only making what I would say 5 and 5 in a fight, or maybe even less than that. Because there was one guy I heard that, or there was a couple fighters that I heard that only made like 2,500, 2,500. That's bad. Like, you can't live
Bro.
off of that.
Oh
And then
man.
and just think, if you're making 25, 25, and then you sign let's say a 6-deal contract, and each fight that you fight and you win, you make more money. But if you don't make, if you come in and you get signed for 25, 24 or 3 and 6, 3 and 3, or 4 and 4, whatever, and you lose all those fights, look how much you're making. You're only making like $3,000, 2,500, or if you get lucky and you get signed with 5 and 5, and you lose and you make 5. And let's say you lose again, you're making only 5 again. You lose again, you're making 5 again. Then the third loss, you're cut. Then you didn't make shit with them.
So,
Then you hear that they're making like all this money, like at the gate, off of pay-per-view and all this stuff. Of course, yeah, I would be complaining. Like, right off the bat, fighters should be making way more than what they're making now, especially starting off with UFC. That's what's hurting them a lot. The new guys are coming in, and they're making like, like they're making like their sponsorship money, like, you can't live off of that.
Obviously, bro, your brother is in Bellator. Yeah, Chidi's in Bellator, bro. And does he ever tell you about the type of money he makes out there, man?
Chidi's getting paid with Bellator. He's making good money.
Yeah.
He can't complain. He's making good money, and then he's also making good sponsorship. So he's not gonna complain. He loves it. He's never made that kind of money before. I tell him to save it because you don't know how long it's gonna last. But yeah, he's making really good money, so he doesn't complain. Because the thing about that is, like, you make your fight money, and then you make your sponsorship money, and he lives off of his sponsorship money.
Yeah.
So he can live off his sponsorship money, not worry about nothing else.
Yeah.
His fight money he can set aside because he's making that kind of money in sponsorship to be able to do that. But if you're in UFC, and if you're not making a lot of money with that Reebok deal, then you're screwed.
Bro, when the UFC fighters had their own shorts, they had their own sponsors. You got Monster, you had Budweiser there, you had all these sponsors there. They weren't complaining then. Yeah, bro.
They weren't, because they could live like you can have like let's say back then some people were making, like, when I got signed on, when some people get signed on, you'll make 12 or 12, so 12,000 a show, 12,000 a win. And then, but then you're making 10 times more 3 times more in sponsorship. So you can live off of that.
No,
now
sure.
you can't live off of that. It's completely different now than it was back then.
Bro, aside from the UFC, yeah, and aside from Bellator, yeah, PFL, yeah, bro, just to top it all off, yeah, bro, right now, yeah, the PFL, yeah, bro, has literally, in my opinion, earned my respect, yeah, bro, so much, and bro, if because they went from obscure WSOF, to Ray Sefo basically starting the PFL, bro, and $1 million, and you got the tournament concept, yeah, bro, and you don't see the same fighters again and again, except from some of the guys who have won seasons before. I love that, bro, and the competition is sort of like a fire in your ass, yeah, and you go right.
You want to make that $1 million. That's why you want to make that $1 million.
Right.
Yeah. And with the whole platform that Ray set for all of his fighters, that's a good platform that he set for his people. And that's why it always takes the fighters to understand what fighters need. And Ray Sefo, he's doing a damn good job at it. And from him taking what he had in WSOF and bringing it over here, making it better, yeah, Ray Sefo's a smart. He's an extremely smart guy.
He's a legend.
And kudos to him on what he's doing.
When you got Mike Tyson helping you out, bro.
I know. He's doing it good. He's doing it good. He's a smart man.
And bro, but I don't know if you watched like old school boxing, bro, back in the day. But Mike Tyson basically said on his podcast that he doesn't. He went through sort of an emotional show, yeah, where he sort of went down on himself and said, you know, bro, people will forget me, and he doesn't know who he is, and all this stuff, bro. And I was like, so I wrote a post about it, yeah, bro, and I was like, bro, legends like Mike Tyson don't ever get forgotten, ever, yeah, bro, and you know, fans need to realize this shit.
Yeah, nobody can ever forget about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was like he was the kind of fighter that like made everybody, when you look at him, you'd be like, yeah, that's the type of fighter that I need to be. That kind of fighter doesn't give a fuck. Just wants to come in there, just fight a fight, give the crowd a good fight, and just be a beast throughout that whole time. And you can never forget the kind of person that the kind of fighter that Mike Tyson is. Mike Tyson, man, he's what every fighter now wants to be. He was crazy. He was a bitch TikToker. He was a beast in the fucking ring. He knocked everybody out. And every fighter that stepped in the ring with him wanted to sit on themselves when they saw him. Like, you can never forget about Mike. That's like Muhammad Ali saying that you'll forget about him. You can never forget about those guys. Those guys are what
about Ali, man.
Yeah, you can never. Like, those guys are what set what we have. Those guys actually set what a lot of these boxers have now. If it wasn't for those type of guys fighting in boxing, fighting in MMA, like, I can go back and say thank you to Rampage, to Wanderlei, to all those guys, because that's why those guys will never be forgotten, because they set a huge platform for a lot of us fighters to partake in.
Oh, bro, I mean, you know what? For me, yeah, it's been a pleasure having you here with me, man. And you know what, man? It's been a long time coming. We've been wanting to do this for a while.
Oh, I know. And my bad on last weekend. I know I was supposed to come on, but hey, sorry for all the viewers. It was my fault. Actually, no.
It was my fault, bro.
Yeah, we messed up all the time. So it was a big time difference here. That's why.
I mean, it's great, man. I mean, it's an honor right here for me, man.
I appreciate you having me on.
I've been a fan of yours for a while, man, and I'm sure now all the viewers that watch this show are going to be a fan of yours too, man. I hope to have you on again, because it looks like we're not done talking yet, bro.
Anytime. I'm always happy to be on, brother. It was good talking to you.
Man, love, bro. Thank you so much, Angel.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks.